In this video, I want to talk about why I never, ever, ever trade my time for money. And second, why I'm about to break my own rule for the first time in over 15 years. There's an old phrase, time equals money. And almost everyone I know trades their time for money, whether they're going to a job and working 40 hours a week and getting a certain paycheck as a result of it, or they freelance and they put themselves out there at $8 an hour, $400 an hour, whatever it happens to be, it's still trading time for money. And some of the people I know make a lot of money by trading their time for money. The people I know who are at $400 an hour, that's a lot of money that they have coming in. But it's still inherently limited. It's still got a ceiling on top of it, and they're never going to get past it by trading the time for money. For me, I always like to think about trading my results for money, not my time. If I'm able to help somebody completely change their business in a very short period of time, and they have massive results, well, why should my return on that, why should what I get paid on that be based just upon the number of hours I put in? If I'm able to go in, I'm able to zero in on exactly what the problem is, well, that should be worth a lot. So I always look to structure my results versus the amount of money that I get. Now, that's very easy when I own my own business, but it's also very easy to do even when you work with other businesses. You can say, we're going to hit this milestone, and then I want this percent of all the additional profit that I bring in for your business. And it's a very easy thing for people to sign off on. In fact, a lot of people love signing off on it because they don't have to risk any money out of pocket. They're only going to be paying me if my results actually prove worthwhile, if I actually deliver. And this is a much faster way to build wealth than trading your time for money. People are always going to put caps on exactly how much they're willing to pay you by the hour if they're doing that. But once you're willing to say, look, it's not about that. It's about what I'm going to deliver. It puts you in an entirely different category. Now, I'm also about to break that rule for the first time in 15 years. So why would I suddenly break this rule if I hold it so tight and I haven't traded time for money in so long? Honestly, it's because of the place I find myself in with COVID. Before, I had these incredible structures, these places I'd go to do my writing in the mornings, to do my business work in the afternoons. I had really strong environments that I found myself in. And I found I was using my time incredibly efficiently. These days, I find that all of my structures went out the window. And time actually started feeling a bit burdensome to me for the first time in a very long time, where I had all this time that was completely unbooked because I couldn't go to the places where I had these different structures, where I thrived and did my different business activities. And so when people kept approaching me to coach them and help them out financially, and I kept saying, no, I'm not interested in doing that. Sorry, I don't do that type of coaching. Sorry, I don't trade time for money. And then I'd look at my big empty calendar and say, I'm just not doing a good job of filling my time without the structures I used to rely on. So you know what? Actually, maybe pulling in a couple of clients where I am billing them for the time, and that's going to fill my hours in a way that I've never filled them before, that I've always avoided doing that before, maybe that will actually help me fill out my day. So it came from a place of actually having excess time. And that's really the problem with trading time for money. It's that you have a limited amount of time, and therefore you're going to be limiting how much money you could be bringing in. In my case, I found myself with excess time and said, okay, I want to reduce that a bit, so therefore I'll use a little bit of my time for money. But really, for the most of it, for the actual wealth I'm hoping to be building, absolutely not. It's not tied to my time whatsoever.